pursuit.
In pursuit.
In pursuit.
In pursuit.
In pursuit. In pursuit.
In pursuit.
In pursuit.
In pursuit.
In pursuit.
In pursuit.
In pursuit.
In pursuit.
In pursuit.
Welcome back, family. I'm your host, Alexis, joined as always by my brother in Christ, JP.
What up?
And you know you got the big engine that could.
What's going on?
Mr. Knowledge Johns.
Come on now.
Yo, so today, slated, and I think it's always a God thing whenever the episodes happen the way that they do. Slated to have a very special guest, which I'm still excited about. I know it's going to happen soon. So I'm not even going to tell y'all what's going on necessarily. Y'all just going to have to wait and find out.
Ain't none of y'all business.
Yeah, y'all just got to wait. Yeah. This is what it is. And I know y'all was thirsty this week for the episode, but we knew we was recording on Saturday. So, you know, we decided to wait to post it because, you know, we got to make sure our guy, the big engine that could, can get to chopping and editing and doing all the stuff, you know. We know it takes time, so we was just trying to make sure he had his respective time. So, you know, before we start anything, make sure you're supporting C4V4, right?
Yes.
Make sure that you follow in the IG. I'm sure he'll post it somewhere like right here or something like that. You know what I'm saying? And then also make sure you like, share, and subscribe.
All the things.
If you're listening to us, Spotify or Apple, please leave a review. It helps a lot. So as far as that piece goes, we're not doing this for the clicks and the subscribes. We're doing this to help people who feel lost, who are sick of phony Christianity, and who feel like they want to have somewhere where they belong. And so if you watch us, if you listen to us, you're part of the fam. You do belong here. We love you. And we just want to hear how the things that the Holy Spirit has entrusted us with have blessed you. So please go leave a review, go say something, go share it with a brother or a sister. And with that said, we're going to jump into today. Y'all, like, it's been a crazy week. Yeah. We'll talk about the episode thing, but how y'all doing this week? JP been off. He, like, just got back to work. Boy was on that PTO.
Yeah, it was a nice little break for sure. So I'm feeling good, feeling real good, actually.
That's good.
Good.
What about you over there?
Hey, for me, it's been cool. It's been a lot of like self-reflection, but like good self-reflection. You know, when people get self-reflection, they be like, what you need. You know what I mean? But like, it's been good self-reflection. It's been learning myself.
Yeah.
Learning the things that I enjoy. Yeah.
I'm with
that. You know, choosing me.
Yeah,
I'm with that.
You've been rounding the corner. You rounding the corner on that year, boy.
Yeah,
it's coming up.
Yeah,
it's coming
up.
A fact. Man, you know,
I feel like I've done a lot of that this.
A lot of reflecting.
Yeah,
you got to go on. You and your wife went on a trip to Austin.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
our little spot right there.
Yeah, it was a nice little turnaround we did.
It was there for like
one night.
I thought y'all was there for a couple of days.
It was technically 2 days, but
the Instagram be having y'all lying. So he thought he was
bro. Like whatever people
spread them pictures apart.
Whatever people think about it, it is what it is. I got my boys' locations. I'll be checking on my dogs. Like where y'all at? But I look at my phone whenever I text. It say in the thing where you at. So it said Austin. I'm pretty sure it said it for like 3 days. But maybe I'm tripping. It's, you know, the days run together. When you're in the profession, that we in, the days run together, bro. Because it's the same. You do
nonstop.
One foot in front of the other, in front of the other, in front of the other. Yeah, and they always on your neck. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, that's cool. So y'all good. We just got done. You know, Well, my wife made a lifestyle change. She said she went to the Thanksgiving. She ran a turkey trot. She ran her first 5K. And then when we got back, she was like, I'm going to train to run a marathon. I was like, cool. Okay. All right. Well, you know, in my brain, I'm like, man, I got these extra 20 pounds. I need to get rid of these. Right. She about to get rid of them too. So I got to go do something. So I hit JP, was like, hey, bro, when you get back from Austin, we getting in the gym.
Facts.
And so we went this morning. It felt good. It was cool. It was good. You know,
that's good.
Still got some strength about me a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And you know, we did a lot.
Good welcome back list.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Yeah, because I already know I'm gonna be short tomorrow and stuff. So then, you know, as we jump back into it, I'm like, okay, I need to know when and where we going because I gotta stay in the gym, bro.
I feel that.
And I just paid for that membership, so I'm going. You know what
I'm going.
I'm gonna go.
I will be.
I ain't like them New Year's resolution for you notice I did it before the 1st of January. I'm not
smart.
I'm not waiting until then, and then it's gonna be packed. We're gonna get in there. We're gonna work out. We're gonna get it on, and we're gonna keep it moving. So
that part.
No, that was cool. Surprising. So a couple of things. It's always funny. People will make a mountain out of a molehill, right? So you know how I'd been interviewed, and we was doing the stuff for trying to see if I was going to do the upper mobility and stuff like that with the company that we're with right now. Well, they restructured everything, and when they restructured everything, it was cool to hear that people thought about me right away because they eliminated a certain position. 80% of that position had been eliminated.
Dang.
And nobody in North Texas got let go.
Okay.
Company-wide across the nation, if you look it up, it's all public record. Company-wide across the nation, there was 2,000 people that got let go between every single channel of what we do, right? And so, but it was crazy because people were like, "Did you see they eliminated 80%?" And I don't think anything bad about these people. I'm very thankful that the first person they thought of in this situation, because of my wife and my kids and all of that, like they were like, "Man, the Lord kept you." And I'm like, "Thank you, I appreciate it." I agree. He did keep me. I think he put me in the spot where, moving forward, coming to find out that the position I'm going to be going to, they're about to be doing some things and moving some stuff around. The position that I'd be going to is they're still doing their role. Like right now I do inside sales, they do outside. So they'd still do outside, but the number of employees for the businesses that we're focused on is the same as the number I've been focusing on for the last year and whatever change.
Mm-hmm.
Normally with that department, it was like way bigger,
right?
But now they're shifting their focus to it's still outside sales, but just in the realm that I'm used to, which is like, okay, God, look at you, check you out. Right?
Nah, that's a fact.
So he held you off, just for the storm.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So he put me on the bench for a little bit, but it's looking nice. I'm very thankful. What else? I want to make sure I'm updating y'all, keeping y'all up to date. Oh, no, there was that. I think that's pretty much it. There was something else. No, we good.
None. We good. We went through every checkbox.
I'm making sure I'm not skimping y'all on nothing. Yeah, got all my Christmas shopping done. Y'all did your Christmas shopping?
Dog. I've already made a rule for myself for next year. Next year, ain't nobody getting it.
Ain't nobody getting it.
Ain't not a soul, not a cricket, not an elf is getting it.
Not an elf.
Not an elf. Ain't nobody getting nothing.
That is hilarious.
Bro, it's like, I'm sick of these people.
Yeah,
man.
I'm done. I mean, and the thing is, they know to send me their list. They know to send me their list. So everybody just send me their list. I'm like, got it. But other than that, bro, I've realized that the holidays are great. They are fantastic. My wife loves the holidays. Mm-hmm. You should see our house. House is decorated to the T.
I mean, y'all see ours.
Yeah, that part to the T. I'm surprised she ain't touched the bathroom. Right.
That's a fact.
But man, it's a man. I pray for those who are not as fortunate as I, because I know around this time of year, bro, like it feel like the stores bump stuff up on purpose.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Bump stuff up on purpose. I went in there, I was like, dog, this game was not, this little board game was not $50.
Yeah, so they bump it up. They bump it up prior to Black Friday, and then they drop it to near the original price. Mm-hmm. Typically speaking. Now sometimes you can catch them on a deal, but yeah, no, it's that way.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, this it. It's a wrap. Go ahead and call Santa, bro. Cause me and him got beef.
Bro, it was crazy too. So we started playing Monopoly in my house, and it was funny because it's usually my wife, Zaire, and I that play Monopoly. So we started playing Monopoly. We taught Kalia how to play last night, and Kalia won. And Kalia got her name put in the record book last night because she waxed yesterday. Right?
She waxed.
She did. You know, she got everybody out first before me. I was out last.
Okay.
I had to give her my stuff, but it was so funny because, like, I think that it's important that people realize, people like, well, do you treat your sons and daughters different? Yes.
Yeah.
Do you treat your sons and daughters different? 100%. Like these two fellas at the table understand, like, it's not fair when we walk out that door.
Mm-hmm.
Like
I'm gonna set it now.
The expectations for you and for you are higher than they are for Ryan and Ricky.
Yeah.
And the expectations for me are higher than they are for Kaylee.
Yeah.
Right? Not to discredit their role and not to discredit them as lesser than us. But still,
yeah.
If the lights get shut off, they're not looking at Ryan.
Yeah.
They're
looking at me.
If the water gets shut off, they're not looking at Ricky.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? If rent ain't paid, they ain't looking at Kaylee.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying? So that, I think that the thing that is funny, and I use Monopoly as the example, is because with Kaylee and with Kalia, who were both playing, I'm a little more soft on things than I am with Zaire. And he was like, well, how come they get? And then Kaylee was like, well, it's not always fair for y'all. Like, we're his girls. We're girls. We're women. We are girls. Yes, of course he's softer on us than he is on y'all. Because the world ain't gonna be soft on you. You're gonna go into a sales job, or you're gonna go into whatever job, and you're gonna walk into a cubicle, and whether you feeling good, whether you feeling good, not feeling good, whatever it is, you got to get it done.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the reasoning behind it. I think
if anything, I'm just hearing that us as husbands, we
plug.
Thanks.
Yeah,
you know
blood.
You know it, bro. Bro, when you see the Christmas list, bro, for all of them, he said, I ain't buy nobody nothing. I only bought people in this house stuff, and Lord have mercy. I was like, look at my thing. I was like, oh my gosh,
man. Yeah, I'm like I said, next year nobody getting none. This year,
I feel like this year for us though, a lot happened because in years prior, I was so wrapped up in what I was doing before, which actually I think that's the other thing I forgot to mention. The other day I got a message from the old company that I was with, and for so long, if you know how you get paid out as an insurance agent, you get paid out 12 months in advance. And so for so long, the balance on my profile, my account was negative there. Well, I just got a notification on. That's what I forgot to see.
Again, stuff.
So on Wednesday, I think I got a notification, or Friday. No, I got Friday. I got a notification. We're expecting to send you this $150. I was like, huh? So I log in my account and see. I'm like, oh, I'm positive. I texted because I got a couple of brokers. I texted them and was like, what's up? And they're like, oh no, we about to make a lot more this month. So then that's like, I didn't have any idea that was going to happen, but because of the way the organization is built, anytime they make money, I get 10%.
Word.
So
even from when you're not even doing nothing for no more.
Nope. Lifetime. It's like an apple orchard. Planted it, grow, bears fruit for a lifetime.
Dang, as long as somebody paying for it. Hey.
It's crazy. It was crazy because this is what was crazy about it, because, and I'll tie this into what I had left out. We became official members of Mercy Culture. We did, all the assessments and all the different things and stuff like that. And I sent my first tithe in on Wednesday to Mercy Culture. And then on Friday, it's like, okay, here you go. Not like, I always tell people, be careful with that. Like, you don't tithe to get something, but in the scriptures, in Malachi, that's the only place that you're ever allowed to test God. But you need to bring the first. So the first thing I did before I paid my landlord, before I paid anything else, the first thing I did, I sent my tithe into Mercy Culture, and then it was boom. And then like all of a sudden on Friday, I get that notification, and then I text them, like, oh yeah, it's gonna be this, and this too. I was like, God. What? Well, all right then.
Hey,
like, yeah,
and they're positive.
I think it's crazy that too, like how meticulous and particular that Mercy Culture was about membership, about really making sure you're plugged in, bro. You take an assessment. We have an appointment set for January to go in and talk about all of our answers and about kind of where we're at with everything. They ask you about you. They ask you about your family. They ask you to describe. There's like all this stuff that you go through, right? And becoming a member. And one of the three biggest pillars to becoming a member was, I think it was attend, serve, and tithe were the three, right? Okay. That's like, okay, that's how you know you're a member in a body of church, right? which I think is fantastic. It was crazy because then I also met with Mr. Davis this week. Right, it's been a minute since we met too because been working out like his son going to college and different things like that. He's been pretty busy. But when we met this week, we had a different opinion on something that I would love to bounce off of both of y'all. But in general, when we were having our conversation, just to hear, how they're doing and like the specifics. But one of the things that we talked about this week that doesn't get done anymore, especially in an American church, is we don't discipline our church. Like in the church, you're supposed to discipline people, like to a point where it's like you actually exercise Matthew 18, right? And in Matthew 18, it talks about how one-on-one you deal with somebody, then you bring somebody in that's a wise counsel from the church. Then I think it's one other thing, and then I think it's like a board of elders, then it's the entire congregation.
Okay.
So when people are messing up nowadays, though, we don't kick people out of churches.
Yeah.
Shouldn't we? According to the scriptures, we're supposed to discipline our church. According to the scriptures, if somebody is doing something that is foul play, like if somebody is fornicating, or somebody is not married, living together, or whatever it is, they're like it has to be addressed.
Yeah.
Like if people don't change, I don't think it's like first thing you do kick them out. No, but like you address it. If you address it,
you give them ample opportunity.
No, for sure. You address it one-on-one. You address it in a two-on-one group setting. You address it in an entire group setting, and then you address it in front of the entire church. That if you get to that, it should never get to that, right? They were saying Mercy Culture actually said they believe in those steps as well. They said they've never gotten to that last step. It's never happened where you've had to like publicly call somebody out because of how they were. But you shouldn't, as the church, that's something that we should be willing to do.
Yeah.
If it comes down to it.
Yeah, it might save your soul, boy.
That part.
It might save your soul, dog.
Now, so I mean, because you grew up a little bit more in a church setting, do you feel like that type of stuff used to happen, or do you feel like, as an American church, we've compromised due to the need for resources?
Yeah,
and we just don't address things the way that we probably should.
Well, it's different because I grew up in the church, and I stopped going to that church like once I left for college. So at least like being there, and all the time and in the capacity I was in. But I never seen I know there are a system or like steps in place to address things. Most things are kind of kept between, the pastor and that person for the most part, to my understanding of, kind of how things go. But there was times where, like it was like, the person and the pastor would have had, conversations about something, that, a person had been, struggling with or dealing with, repetitively over time. And then, not so much as putting the business out, but, the pastor would be like, like, we've had conversations about this. Like, you have to address this. Like, you can't keep running from this or allowing yourself to, keep, what I'm saying? Because now, you asking for prayer is not that it's like not necessary, but you're going against it. Like, you know what I mean? Like you're willing, you're willing.
Your heart is.
Yeah. Like, what I'm saying?
Your
like,
heart is there, but your mind is too much.
Like, and if in us praying without you doing the work, like, like you got us running in circles, like, you know what I mean? Yeah. So I mean, that's the most that, I've ever seen growing up, in terms of like addressing things in front of the church. That's, pretty much, but most things are, kept,
Well, Manu said this. He said that certain people he stops giving advice or like spending time with. He said, my oil is expensive. The oil that you have, the anointing that you have, the stuff that you have to offer to somebody is expensive. So like you got to stop giving it out like it's cheap.
Yeah. I mean, that's common sense. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, like,
but is it though? Because that's I'm saying, is it common sense?
Like, okay. All right. It ain't common sense, but it
should be.
That's how it should be. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like just because like we're doing it from a you know,
I'm going to just say it.
Not like a religious standpoint.
I'm going to just say it.
Just because we're doing it from a religious standpoint, that don't mean you get to just
do it.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm just going to go and say it how you want to say it.
Go ahead, bro.
Stop throwing Jesus glitter on it. Oh, Jesus can fix it.
Yeah.
It's you, dog.
Yeah.
It's you. You know what I'm saying? I think sometimes as a church, like as the body, we try to make it be like when somebody is living in rampant sin or they is doing what they doing out here, we try to go like, all we can do is pray for them.
Facts.
Okay.
Now what?
Now what?
What's the practical steps?
Yeah, what's the practical steps?
Yeah.
Well,
but I think that
I don't know.
I think that that's the other part that we have to be careful about is that there should be practical steps and there has to be a level of love involved. Because what ends up happening is, and this is where people will go wrong, is what ends up happening is you go to further than using the scriptures and righteously judging somebody, you just start judging them. And you label them and you keep them in a certain box.
Yeah.
Like how people did with me. And that's fine. I always tell people, like, I still, to this day, to the people that don't hit my phone no more, that, you know, we're supposed to be aunties and uncles to my kids and all that type of stuff, and all that stuff that don't come around. Kids don't get no Christmas gifts. Kids don't get no call on their birthday. This is the second time Beckham's birthday done circled around earlier this week. No call, no text, no, hey, how y'all doing? Do y'all still got a post? Like, I still pray for all of them.
Yeah.
Right.
In the space of it's like, yo, like I hope that whatever it is that y'all got going on, you know, you have a real encounter with Jesus and you actually go and, you know, are walking a righteous path, you know, and that you're not blinded by the idol of money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's a hope that I have for the people that have kept me on the outs. But that's the thing I think that we have to be careful about, is not judging and labeling somebody and keeping them, you know, out over here.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, we're going to pray for them, right? But then practically they need to take steps. But practically, what do you do on the other side to show that you're supporting still?
Yeah.
It's kind of where I...
Details in the relationship.
I think I need to reflect that for myself. Because, man, I ain't gonna lie, I'm a cutter.
No, dude, but you should. But like, okay, so
at the
a cutter for what though? Are you trying to protect your family? Are you trying to protect the peace that you like? You're not gonna allow somebody to impede on the peace that you have in your house.
Oh yeah, but I would say this is that, and this is a situation I'm going through now, and I'll say me. I'm saying me, but Lex know what I'm talking about. Is just like, I'm gonna give it a bean. Respect is like the biggest thing for me.
Right.
We can argue. We can even box.
That's a fact.
We can. God, dog, come on.
Yeah. That's a
come
fact.
on, come
that
through.
That is a fact.
Come on. If it'll make you feel better, come on, dog.
That's a fact.
But the disrespect, the out of characterness, nah, I can't do that. Mm-hmm. That's when I'm kind of like, all right, I love you. I'm gonna forgive you. But in terms of, I gotta sit up here and be in your face, nah.
Yeah.
I ain't gotta do that.
Where do you draw that line? So you say out of character. What is it like? How did the person disrespect you? What is or like what? Just an example, like because
most people, it's not a. Let me phrase it like this. It's not an ego respect. I'm not talking about my ego. I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about them. Oh, you're a dummy. Okay, I could be a dummy. Cool.
Right.
That's not nothing. Mm-hmm. But the terms of if you're saying stuff like, well, you made this mistake in the past, and you still the same. Oh, okay. If you think so,
right.
I've done everything to show you that I haven't. I'm not the same. But if you want, you know what? Let me show you that same person. let me show you that same person.
Nah, that's
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's that. It's the you can't. Let me say it like this, and this goes for pretty much everybody. One, if things are brought from, if JP brings me something in confidence, hey dog, look, man, I need some help with this. I'm doing this. I need to reflect on this.
Mm-hmm.
And me and JP get into it the next day, and I throw that in that man's face.
Yeah,
that's a problem.
Yeah,
dang,
that's a problem.
Okay,
that's a.
I'm with you.
You know what I'm saying? And then also, it goes like this: if I'm genuinely caring for you, and I'm like, hey dog, what's going on? And you going off at me, making it seem like I'm the problem, and I'm going, all right, bro, I'm gonna lead you to it.
I hear you. So basically, what you're saying is you need to be around safe people.
Yeah,
you just describe people that are
people.
You usually describe somebody that's not safe, and I'm not talking about safe like physically. Like I just said, we just went to the gym.
Oh, I'm always safe physically, baby.
You know what I'm saying? Physically.
Come on now.
Physically, we covered it. We covered in that department. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I'm talking like safe. Like,
yes, emotionally safe,
like,
spiritually safe.
Like that after the last episode we recorded, we sat in here till about 1, 2 in the morning with JP and just have conversations because my wife and I are safe people. We can have any conversations that we need to have to make sure that it's like cool.
We love you, dog.
Yeah, we love you. It don't matter. Like, before he got here, you and I was having a conversation.
Yeah.
I'm a safe person where I'm like, cool, yeah, we're gonna talk about that.
Yeah.
Here's what I recommend from you. Here's what I recommend you do in the situation. Boom, boom, boom. Like this is what I would do, and then we leave it at what it is. Like, but and I can do that for both of y'all too. So you're saying that you need safe people.
Yeah,
like,
safe people and people that's not going in. That's just all for me, right? But to address what you said about family, like my family, me as my family is right now is me and my wife and our kids, right? If I feel like that person is putting in danger my wife or my kids' spiritual health or physical health, or I'm gonna just say it like this: their mental health, act like mental health.
Yeah,
or you gotta go.
You gotta go. What's going on, family? If you're seeing this right now or you're hearing this right now, you're about a quarter of the way through the episode. First and foremost, thank you for being with us up until this point. We do appreciate it. Keep on listening because it's only going to get deeper from here. What we would love for you to do right now is go into the comment section and put what stood out to you the most so far. Give us some things that you might have questions about. We would love to hear some more of y'all's feedback, and I hope you enjoy the rest of this episode. Don't matter how old you are either.
Yeah, it don't matter.
It was crazy because that same thing you talking about that happened with the oldest. One of his little friends was coming around, and the way that he was conducting himself, it was cool at first, and then he started to get comfortable. And as he started to get comfortable, some stuff started happening. I was
like, "You gotta go, pimp."
And then some more stuff happened, and then like I got a couple more stories, and I was like, "Yeah, nah." Like, and God is particular, and He protects and all that type of stuff, and He's sovereign. So. Bro ended up moving. He don't even go to the same school no more. So he moved, and it was gonna happen, and we were gonna be like, "Oh no, like we can stay cool." But like God, I'm always praying like, "Okay, God, look, I'm very particular about who's around the fam, who's around the people, what's going on. Usher people in that's supposed to be in, usher people out that's supposed to be out, and you show me where like things that they do that usher people out, like." Even if you're somebody that's going to be around my family because we have common relatives and we're going to be at events, does that mean the proximity is still the same? Not necessarily. Not if you've shown me that you're not safe.
That part.
If you've shown me that you're not safe, I'm going to do you like tonight. They present the award. I'm going to do you like the Heisman. I'm going to put you right here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm going to keep you at this arm distance. Like we could be cool. I'm cordial. I'm not going to be like, when I see you be like, oh, I'm not talking to you. Like, no, what's up, bro? Yeah. How you doing? You good?
Yeah. How's
the family? Everybody good?
Yeah.
Cool, bro. Whatever. Boom, 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 boom. Like, yeah, we'll talk. But like, I'm very particular about that. So I understand what you're getting at for sure.
I agree.
That's okay. So the thing that we can transition into our topic now. The thing that we're gonna talk about today, that is the thing that is probably a male's biggest Achilles heel. Is lust. And we've obviously talked about how on this, on the people that are here, we always put ourselves on Front Street about things. All of us have struggled with lust at one point or another, right? Because it be getting
every last one of us.
Yeah, it's happened, right? So And the thing that, we want to bring out is that lust isn't just a private struggle. It's a silent killer of calling, character, and credibility.
100%.
But, and as it was said in that video that I sent to y'all by Brother Jason Wilson, Christ doesn't expose us to shame us. He does it to heal us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Because what does it profit a man to gain the world but lose his soul?
Yeah.
And I feel like specifically lust, if you look at it, like two things that it reminds me of is that Genesis scripture that Naj was talking about in Genesis 4, where sin is crouching at your door waiting to rule you, right? That one, but then it also reminds me of, like, if you've never seen this or heard of this before, you guys can both look it up right now. You can look up the campfire from California. This happened my senior year of college football. I think it was 2018. But if you look up the campfire California, like how much stuff was damaged by the camp. It was called the campfire. How much was damaged by the campfire reminds me of what lust can do to you. Right? And it's the only sin in the, it's crazy. It's the only sin in the world or in the book, in anything that you're talking about when it comes to it, that God tells you to flee from.
Yeah.
Like, not, oh, nah, bro, just keep that at an arm's distance. No. Run.
Yeah.
Depart. Leave. Do not stay. Remove yourself.
Yeah.
Because it's so easy, like, and it talks about not getting around certain women. Like, women are more likely to convert a man. He talked about this. Women are more likely to convert a man than a man is to convert a woman.
Facts. You can't say
when it comes to faith.
Yeah. It's hard for a man to save a woman.
It's crazy because a woman will ensnare you and trap you in her stuff more than you'll pull her out of it.
Facts.
Yeah.
Right? Because that's our vice. If we're not very particular, vigilant, all the different types of things, if you don't do preventative action, which I recommend for every brother, I pray before I go into work. I pray before I go to a mall. I pray before I do any of the stuff that we're going to do. I always am praying. I'm like, God, listen, I'm not ignorant. You made beautiful creatures, male and female.
Hey.
Right? We don't shame nobody because some people have same-sex attraction too. So, like,
same thing.
You know
sexual immorality.
Yeah. Male and female. Whatever it is that you're struggling with, male and female, right? I'm asking you, Lord, to put your protection over me, to make sure that all of my thoughts, sights, feelings are all captive and obedient to your word.
Yeah.
If I do that preventatively, God is a gentleman. He will show up if you ask. You're not just going to show up just because. But if you do that, I promise you, try it one time. Watch what happens. Watch how different it is when you walk through an office building, when you walk through, and I've got to do this with my 14-year-old. He walking through a school campus where I'd be like, who mama let that little girl out the house looking like that?
I pray for them boys every day.
Yeah.
I said, who did that? Because back in the day especially when we was going to school, right? When we was going to school, you wasn't following the dress code. They'd be like, take your ass to the office.
Yeah. You gotta go.
You gotta go change.
You gotta go home.
Hey, you gotta go home.
Yeah, what you doing? You know what I'm saying? Like,
and
now,
if your mama can't get you, we're gonna throw you on these jeans.
If you do that, bro, do you know how quick kids is reporting people and schools is getting in trouble and all this other stuff? And I'm like, wait a minute.
Who's enforcing it? You or the kid?
I said, wait a minute. So you'd rather keep a kid at your school that's going to cause havoc because of the way that they're dressed, and then you're going to mess up my teenager and other young boys that want to be pure because you're cool with them wearing whatever, where their skirt isn't past to where the fingertips is at, where the shorts that they wear or the stuff where they're not wearing no bra or whatever's going on. It's just cool. It's okay.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
So fair. How is that fair for a parent that wants to raise a young man that only wants to have sex with one woman, only wants to make sure that he's not falling into lust, he's not falling into habits of masturbation? How is that fair to us when that's what we got to send them into?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Sorry,
that's tough.
Hey, that teenage flesh is.
It's crazy. Well, bro, because you got all this testosterone coursing through your veins. Like, Well, you don't know what to do with that yet.
No, indeed, no.
You ain't got no control over what goes on with a lot of that stuff yet. Like like when you get angry, when you feel that thing where it's like raising up in you, where you like because I want to make sure that I'm clear about this. Attraction isn't bad. You was attracted to your wife before you married her. You was attracted to your wife before you married her. Attraction isn't bad.
Yeah, because it's attraction. I think where some people forget the definition of lust. Lust is anything that takes your eyes, pretty much anything that takes your eyes away from what's godly to death. Anything that strikes anything I would say, because lust can be something that's not sexual sometimes. Lust can be something lust is what you desire so badly that you will go against God for. That's what lust is. Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with seeing a woman going, oh man, she bad. All right. Next. Keep moving. Ain't nothing wrong with that. It's natural.
If you're not married.
If you're not married. Let me say that. Let me preface that. Shoot, man, even when you're married, you're going, okay, next.
Yeah. Well, you can't linger.
You can't linger.
Yeah.
The second look, you're going to hell, buddy. I'm sorry. You're going to hell, dog. Hey, it's over with. If you're looking back,
he coming for you when he come to judge. He's coming for you.
Hilarious, bro.
It's over with.
Yeah, you got to stop. He telling y'all stop rubbernecking, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
You know, but like I said, I would be sitting up here lying if I, as a married man, did not walk into a department store and go, oh, I can't stay. I can't keep looking over there.
Yeah.
I can't keep
looking.
No,
that's the thing, bro. I mean, like, bro, like, let's be real. Today, like, I'm very particular. Like, we at the gym. I'm talking to him. I'm looking at my phone. I'm texting my wife. I'm talking to him. I'm doing my set. I'm looking at my phone. I'm texting my wife. Like, bro, like, because especially, bro, in the gym culture, bro, people don't wear no clothes, bro. I'll be like, bro, we were walking to do our abs, and I was like, man, that's an interesting color she chose for her leggings, like as an observation as I'm walking to go past her. Like, come to find out she got this hood on. She ain't got leggings on. I was like, oh, we really got to keep walking past you. That's crazy work. Like, this is the way that you have to fend. And so I feel for men in a thing where it's like, because that's not my vice at this point.
Yeah.
Like, I don't struggle with pornography, and if you do it, I'm not upset with you, or I'm not telling you that you're bad or anything like that. I don't struggle with pornography. I don't masturbate. I don't do anything. That is no longer my struggle. But I do know how quickly it can ensnare you.
Yep. It can be quick.
And just have you.
Hey.
Right? Where it's just done. What you got over there, bro? He got new buttons.
I do got new buttons.
Got new buttons, bro.
Hey, it's that. I'm trying to find that button.
It's stupid, bro.
Bro, I don't even know if I put that thing on, bro. I'm weak.
It's all good, bro. I know you can do it.
Oh my Lord, I'm so weak.
Bro, so I know the struggle, and I know how much it can put you down, and how much you gotta, like, and they say the thing that's saying tighten up, like, you gotta tighten up.
That's a real thing.
Yeah,
you gotta tighten
up. Because at the end of the day, there's so many, like, men get blamed a lot for it, but women are
a fact.
Like, just as bad as men when it comes to lusting after men. Yeah. But then
sometimes worse.
But then also when it comes to causing men to lust, right?
Yeah.
Like, right. We teach our daughters modest is hottest. Right? Like, what? So now, baby, why are you wearing that?
Yeah.
What's going on? Why you got to show your tail for somebody to give you attention on IG? Like, right now, they're pushing my wife's stuff out virally, right? Because she's funny with her, like, training for a marathon thing. She's putting it out on IG. You don't see none of her stuff.
Yeah.
Never do you see any of her stuff.
Yeah.
So now what you doing, baby?
Yeah.
You ain't got to do all that to go viral.
You're looking for the wrong. Okay. Let's be real.
Let's do it.
Let's be real. So, I have a lot of female friends from college. And when I say female friends, I mean they know my wife too.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, that
I
part.
don't think you out here texting women.
Yeah, no, indeed, no.
But we gotta preface.
We gotta preface that. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna be no breaking news. No, it ain't gonna be that.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about breaking news later on.
Promise
today,
you ain't gonna be that game.
I got you. Go ahead.
But I look back and I think about how a lot of the women that I was friends with, they struggle with always having the wrong dude, making them cry, breaking their heart. And I look back at that and I go, well, it's not your fault about how anybody treats you. Not your fault about how anybody handles you at all. By no means. Because I don't want nobody to take that out of context. But what I will say is, if you go out looking for it, it's going to be there.
Yeah.
If you go out there to attract it, it's going to be there.
Yeah.
I think
go ahead.
No,
I was just about to say, I feel like that has to be the question. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what am I doing? What am I presenting to attract the things that I'm attracting?
I'm receiving.
Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? I think when you know what I'm saying? Like, in terms of like relationship or whatnot, like when you are wanting to, find someone that is, worthy of, that you believe is worthy of your time, worthy of your energy and stuff like that. Like you have to present yourself as that for, whether a man or a woman, like you have to present yourself as that. So that way the person that you are looking to attract knows it when they see it. Like, you know what I mean?
Let me put it like this for you, Playboy. Let me put it like this for you. I'm not going to throw a whole piece of chicken out there in the water, and if I'm not trying to catch catfish. Yeah. I'm just saying. I'm not going to throw no chicken liver out there if I'm not trying to catch no catfish.
Come on,
I'm not throwing no worm out there if I'm not trying to catch me no bass.
Yeah, I'm with you. Hey,
you know what I'm saying?
Tell us something.
Yeah.
Tell us something.
I'm just, I switch up the bait.
Your brother called you Unk. You got the Unk-isms for him today.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Yeah, bro. I'm not going out. If I know, okay, I'm about to go out here and I want to find, for all the single men out there, you want to go out there and you want to find a young lady. Bro, I'm not going to cap to you, bro. If you want to find real love, bro, the best thing you can do is go to church. The best thing you can do is go to church and find a young lady there. Do not
depend on the church you go to.
I was just about to say, in the most hopeful manner.
The most hopeful manner. Don't go over there lurking now. Yeah, don't go over there lurking.
Not saying you can't be deceived in church.
No, because that's my thing. And this is what I was talking about that one time when I was talking about the men of the church. When I was attending social and when we would go to Stag, those men are steppers.
Solid.
Steppers.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You go to a women event, they be
out there.
They be 1,500 deep at the women's event.
I don't never see y'all out here. Where you?
Yeah, I'm talking about, but like then it'll be like, oh, how many of y'all is it y'all first time? Whole section cool. Stand up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, is it a popularity? Is it a fashion contest? Is it or is it we're really going to like have an encounter with Jesus?
Yeah. And
are you there searching for men?
Yeah.
Or are you there searching for women? Now let's tell you to go to church.
Yeah.
Go to church and look for Jesus
first.
And then run after Jesus and look to your left and look to your right. And whoever kept up, that's who you that's who you pull. That's
perfect.
I'm telling you, it's not a no.
You want to find a good woman?
Because
you gotta weed out. Yeah. You gotta weed out the trash.
Yeah.
You got to weed out the trash.
He
man.
said it. Yeah, he said it. I mean, it's an interesting thing though that you come across, right? Is that like, bro, the Jezebel was a person, and she ruled over Ahab, and through Ahab was really running things.
Had that boy like a puppet.
But Jezebel is also a spirit that runs rampant through our country. Why is Jezebel allowed to exist? Well, if you look at the curse in Genesis 3, when God is talking to Eve, it says in there, you are going to desire to rule over your husband.
Yeah.
forever and ever and ever and ever, women's desire is to rule over the men.
Mm-hmm.
Don't make them bad. It just make them it's just what it's in their nature.
It's in their nature.
And submit has become a curse word.
Yeah, bro. Ooh, I'm so glad you said that. Okay,
tell me what you got. It's on the flow, by the way. If you're looking for your phone.
No, get the phone. I'm getting this.
I mean, my soul. I need my soul.
You know what I'm saying? I need
That's the sound effect you need. You need the source sound effect. The shing.
Facts. So,
oh man,
you asked about this, JP, in our group chat.
But yeah.
One of the things that I thought that was very interesting that most people probably wouldn't have thought about because I didn't think about it until I did some background context on it.
Yeah.
So, page here. Okay. No, it's not Timothy. I think it's Philippians. No, it might be Colossians.
I'm gonna rattle this off while you look for it.
Yeah, keep going.
So obviously we talking about lust today. He's gonna jump in and talk about with y'all something. But in 1 Corinthians 6 from verse 12 through 19, all says to avoiding sexual sin is that topic. So I encourage you to go read that whole thing, but I'm just gonna read you 18 through 19. 18 through 19 reads, "Run from sexual sin. No other sin so clearly affects the body as this one does. For sexual immorality is a sin against your own body. Don't you realize that your body is the temple of the Holy Spirit who lives in you and was given to you by God? You do not belong to yourself, for God bought you with a high price, so you must honor God with your body." It's the only sin that affects your body. Yep. Every other sin affects other people. It goes outward. Yeah. But sexual immorality and sexual sin goes inward and affects your body, which was bought with a high price.
Yeah.
So that's the basis and the foundation for what we're going to speak from today. But go ahead with your scripture.
So I finally found it.
You good.
Bear with me, y'all. Okay. So we talked about women submitting, right? In Ephesians 5, verse 22, it says, "Wives, submit to your own husbands as to the Lord." But 23 is probably the most important thing here. For the husband is, 25. Verse 25 is the most important thing here. Going down a little bit, "Husband, love your wives as Christ loved the church and gave himself up for her." Now, the funniest thing about this piece, in today's culture, 22 is what offends people. Back in the day, verse 25 is what offended people the most in that time. Husbands, love your wives. In the Roman culture, men weren't required to love their wives.
Nope.
Not one bit.
Nope. They was divorcing ladies because they didn't like the way their hair looked that day.
Come on. So when we say, dang, like, think about that culture. Where husbands weren't required to love their wives.
I mean, you
like think about that.
You look at but you look at today, bro. Are you required to love your wife? Yes.
Yeah.
Do a lot of men? No. Why is the divorce rate 50%?
Yeah.
Like, bro, this is the thing. Let's be real. We all got fiery women, but for every husband that's ever lived, their woman is comfortable being fiery with them. Even if on the surface, they're not going to challenge other people. Like my woman, your woman would challenge someone in public, not just us. So like, that's why I say they're fiery. But women behind the doors of their own house
will tell y'all.
Yeah, are going fire. Yeah, they're gonna get on. They're gonna get on you, no matter who it is.
Have you looking at them like, you different? You different? What was this at?
Yeah, no, for sure. And so, because of that, men, I'm gonna just say it for y'all. Stop being soft.
Yeah.
Okay, she yelled at you. Stop being soft.
Keep moving, bro.
Okay, she did this. Stop being soft.
Yes, indeed.
Now you can set up parameters and you can, before it gets into an argument, create safe boundaries. What's in bounds and out of, like, you can't play football with no out of bounds.
Mm-hmm.
It's 50 yards, sideline to sideline. If it just kept going, we would never end the football game.
That part.
You know what I'm saying? There's a field of play. So with you and your wife's communication, you need to create a field of play that works for y'all. Not everybody's works the same. In my house, whenever the volume goes above a certain octave, I tell my wife, I'm not having this conversation currently. I love you. I'm removing myself. Some people want, like, I'm the one that used to be like, we're going to finish this conversation. When I stopped being that person and I could separate myself and then come back and apologize if I need to apologize, or have the conversation and be like, hey, look, this is what was going on. This is how I was feeling, yada, yada, yada. Then we do that now. I've been through enough marriage and enough time in our relationship where I'm like, look, bro, I ain't about to argue with you. I love you.
We too grown for this.
I ain't about to argue with you.
Right.
Go argue with a wall, fam. We not doing this.
That part.
Like,
Go argue with a wall.
I'm being serious.
That's
like,
a fact.
we ain't doing this.
All right, In Pursuit family, we made it halfway through the episode. We thank y'all for sticking out with us. Stay locked in. The conversation only gets more deep from here. While we here, take a second, like, subscribe, all the things, so that way you stay tuned in, locked in, and you ain't missing any episodes.
But yeah, like, okay, like, so that's one of my parameters. Jay, what's a parameter that you guys set up in one of the parameters y'all set up in y'all marriage where it's like, okay, it's getting a little heated. We got to do boom, boom, boom. Like, here's we gonna veer left on this one.
Volume, but the main thing is like space. She was the one who was like, yo, like, this conversation needs to happen now. But I'm a type of person, like, I need a second to, like, process, like, what I'm gonna say. Because if I don't process what I'm gonna say, then I'm gonna just start saying stuff, and
it's not gonna be
nice.
Yeah,
that boot gonna come out, and it might go in your behind.
So I mean, now, I'll go to the gym. Let me, you know what I'm saying? Let me work through this right quick, and then, come back and we have a conversation. You know what I'm saying? Like, or, just give me a second. Like, let me, kind of put together, like, what I'm saying, like, process whatever it is that, is going on, or whatever it is that I'm, what I'm saying, and then we can have a conversation. So, and it took years to get to that point, but yeah.
That makes sense. So where you understand yourself. And honestly, for men too, you should take a page out of that book, because men, when you argue, like, okay, men with your sons, like, if your son mouths off at your wife, take your son to go do something physical. Go run, go throw a football, go shoot a basketball, go do something physical. Get his body moving.
Hand him some boxing gloves.
Yeah, that part. Okay, Playboy. Yeah.
Hand him some boxing gloves.
No, look, hit that. Oh, I hear another man in here.
Yeah.
What's going on, little boy?
No, somebody raised their voice above a certain level. Is there another man in this?
Yeah,
house?
that part.
Okay, we got to handle that.
Yeah, we got to
lace them up.
Yeah, that part.
Because men, and it's funny, because so, like, anyway, so you get them doing something physical.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, they're in a spot where they're like, man, I was wrong. I shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
Let me go talk to my mom. Like, that, it gets there. Yeah, I mean, sure. If you got to teach them a lesson with boxing gloves, handle your business, pops. Like, you know what I mean? But, like, it's an interesting thing. Like I said, they don't know what to do with that testosterone. So that testosterone will rear its ugly head in the wrong moments.
Yeah.
Right? And it was within the last 48 hours. I don't remember exactly when it happened. I think he like snapped on one of his sisters. I was like, if you want to get loud in this house, we can get loud. Don't mistake that.
Yeah.
Because I'm always here, that I can't go up here and really meet you where you need. Like, if you want me to be there, we can do that.
Yeah, you set the tone.
Yeah,
I just match it.
What we doing? Like, but that should never be the case. The where you went just now with her. Yeah. No matter what. Our only job with the women in our house is to make them feel safe. Right? And then it was okay, let's talk about it. Then when I came and I met the energy, he was like, oh, that's a high temperature. I don't know if I want to be there. Let's come back down.
Let me tell you something, Playboy.
Let's come back down here.
You measure in Fahrenheit. I measure in Kelvin. Stop playing. Stop playing. stop playing.
You better fly.
Stop playing.
Like, come on now.
That's funny.
That's fantastic.
And you know, y'all like I said, y'all rounding that corner. Y'all in the first year. Have y'all created any type of parameters?
One of the biggest things that I would 100% say that we probably figured out by now is the fact of like name calling.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't never called my wife out her name, but I for sure said some hurtful stuff, and that's just facts. That's just being real.
That's what we do here.
Hey, that is facts.
Yeah, that bro. Listen, we've all had moments.
Yeah. However, I can proudly say I ain't never called my wife out her name.
Nah.
Yeah. Never. I ain't never did that.
Nah.
I be getting the foot from my mama.
Come on, man.
My daddy, and everybody in between.
Yeah.
Right?
Fair.
I just knew that's law. But I would say just name calling. My wife said some wild off the wall drunk to me. And I'd be like, you was a man, it'd be different.
Yeah.
But I love you and you my wife. But that's just I say is our rule as of right now. It's like we're at the space now where we're kind of like we just need each other to talk.
Yeah.
Because me and my wife, we're not talkers when we feel like something is wrong. We're not talkers when we feel like I'm pissed off, I'm mad, right? Because we both know we have fly mouths.
Yeah.
We both know. Even when we were dating, we had fly mouths.
Yeah.
So we try to help each other by going, you get your space, and we ain't got to say no. We can even watch television.
So let me bring this back. Let me bring this back into our topic. Let me ask y'all, in those moments when you have blown off the handle and things like that, did you have a higher propensity to go and fall victim or subject to your lust?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Whenever you're in the spot where it's like, okay, things is way up here. We've been
been clashing,
and then it's like y'all go y'all separate ways, and then you end up
scrolling
in the scroll.
Let's kind of address like the main topic that got us onto this, and then I feel like we can kind of dive into like breaking some things and give us like a break.
So let me go like this.
Down.
Let me go like this real quick. So Paul, and what he said, did Paul say to pray harder? Did he tell you to like grab your fists and make sure your knuckles turn white, or like mess with it and like manage it like you like I'm just or like it's a fire and you're gonna go and like let me just touch it real quick. Like he didn't tell you to do any of that. He said to run, fam. Run. Like turn your @$sign around and run that way.
Hey.
Oh my God!
Yeah, run.
Yeah, get up out of there,
Thanks.
right? Because I you know, there's a couple of talking points in here, but I would love for y'all to cover like why lust is unique. What is it that lust does that entraps men into some of the situations that we're going to talk about, like some of the in the next segment. We're going to talk about some of these like public falls that we've been seeing lately, which is what made us talk about it. But like, why is lust unique, Jay? Now you obviously can use the outline and then talk about some of the things, but that's what I'm getting at. Is Paul isn't telling you like, hey, just gotta pray a little bit harder. You gotta stick in there, bro. It's gonna be okay, right? Yeah. You know, take care of it. It's gonna be no, bro.
Paul actually said the quite opposite. Sexually immoral will not inherit the kingdom of God.
No, run.
Yeah. I think what for me, like when I think of lust, I think of pride. And so for me, I think that's probably one of the things that makes lust so unique is the pridefulness in it. Because like even as you mentioned, like, you know, you talk about you know, getting into an argument with your spouse, or even like some of the public, you know, fallouts that have happened, or just and just on the average person. I think there's a sense of pride that comes before those actions, or that blinds you to, you know, start not being intentional about the consequences that come with it, or, you know, thinking about the risk that, the things that you're risking that come behind, depending, whatever the lustful action is. I think for me, like what makes it unique is the sense of pride. And if you're not aware of it, you don't address it, you're not intentional, you're not paying attention to it, then that pride starts leading you down, a rabbit hole that, it's hard for you to get yourself out of.
That's deep.
That's deep. What would you say for you, knowledge makes pride unique? I have a couple. I think you covered without saying it that it hijacks your mind. The pride, it clouds your judgment. I feel like some of these people that you see get in these situations, they feel like they're untouchable. Like they would, like they'll never get brought down for what they're doing, living in the way that they live in. They just like,
It is what it is.
Like it makes you start rationalizing the consequences. Like what's the chances of that, really happening? Or
if I'm careful enough, it ain't
or you get to a point to where you so far gone, like it doesn't even matter no more. The consequences is just like I'll just take whatever come with it. But no,
that's crazy.
Yeah, I would say, bro, the biggest thing about lust that makes it so unique is that I feel like lust is one of the few things that takes pride, takes covetousness, but also sprinkles a little bit of false peace in it. Because let's be honest, if you love your wife and you're happy with her, you wouldn't even think about going to cheat. Wouldn't even think about it. If you and your wife is good and y'all are smiling, y'all are happy.
Even if you're arguing.
Even if you're arguing, but you're happy and y'all are doing your little marital duties, you good, bro. Like, you wouldn't even think about it,
bro. That's what I'm saying. Like, man.
But
we're gonna talk about these examples of where I'm like, man, go tell your wife drop draws, fam. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
but like real talk, bro, is that I think some men, they get so caught up in the covetousness aspect of it.
Like, I have this, but I want that.
I want that. Man, she ain't gonna do that for me. Ass.
And I think that's definitely like that's a big thing too, is either the rejection or the fear of the rejection. I think and a part of the reality on it too is some of these these lustful desires are created when we are like Zaire's age. These are desires that struggles that you don't even fully understand that you're having, but like these seeds are planted, 14, 15, 12, in today's age, 10, 11. And so then
technology. So
then it's like you have this and, you have these desires and, at immaturity, especially depending on the people that you're around, it validates those desires, and then you find yourself in a situation to where it's like, okay, well, why won't you do this? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because in your mind, like, because of the things that you spend time watching and looking at, it's like, well, people do this all the time, so why won't you do this? You know what I'm saying? Why can't I have this? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, why? So then, it creates a cycle to where, you get to a point to where you find yourself in a marriage or a relationship, and you decide, you want to hide these things now. And so again, like it just, addressing these things and understanding the root cause of these things and how long, the average, like since we're men, like how long the average man has had these, fought these desires or had these desires in the back of his head. And you find, yourself in a situation, it's like, why would you do that?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But,
it look at y'all hitting the points. What I said, it rewires your desire.
Yeah, it rewires a lot.
Yeah, but I think that's the crazy part about it. And this happened. It's so sad because of the rampantness of pornography. It has caused early erectile dysfunction with dudes that are 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 20. Like,
that's crazy.
18 between 30. Like, you're not able, like, God made you to be able to function, fam.
Yeah.
Like,
100%.
Because of what happens with the dopamine hits that you get whenever you're scrolling through that stuff, or you're like really deep in it. It makes it to where then you just said it like, well, why won't you do that? Well, why don't she look like that? Why don't she do this? And why don't she do that? And why don't she do that? And to a point where literally like you have to like go and like watch something just to go and be able like,
man.
And that's literally, you're literally you're in an adulterous affair on your wife.
On your phone.
When you're on your phone and doing all of that stuff.
Yeah.
Because you're looking at other women and how whatever they got going like that's you have to understand that it's a serious thing. And yes, you've got to address it and figure out, when did this start?
Yeah.
When I got down to the root of everything, when did this start? When did it happen? When did I learn this? When did I learn that? When did I do this? When did I do that? When did I do this? God, I'm going to give all of this to you and you take it from me. And he took it. And he took it from me.
100%.
And now it's not something I struggle with no more. I'm not saying I don't have any struggles at all. I'm just saying that's just not something that I struggle with anymore.
Yeah. But I want to highlight is that you also, Lex, you went to the root. And I think that's a lot of men are kind of scared to be that vulnerable. Not just with other people, but with themselves.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, what I think is so crazy is the fact that when I think about the times where lust was so rampant in my life, and I was with other women, I could never finish with them. Never. Because of the simple fact of pornography was so rampant in my life. If I could go back and tell that person, yo, the reason why you're struggling is because of that, dude, you just got to be honest with yourself. I think a lot of that comes with honesty. A lot of that comes with vulnerability of yourself. And it's like, yo, if you can't acknowledge it, if you can't take responsibility for it, and if I'm being honest, I feel like America right now is in a space of lacking accountability. Everybody wants to avoid accountability. Everybody wants to create their own lane and find other people to verify, oh, it's okay. I was just telling my wife this today.
Yeah.
We're in a very, very unheard of time where, though your thoughts can be wrong, completely wrong, somebody will validate it, because guess what? That is on their algorithm too.
Bro, it's so crazy.
Just because a post has 1 million likes and 100,000 comments, people take that as validation. See, I'm right. No, fam.
You're wrong.
Every last 100,000 million of y'all is wrong.
But everybody is looking for the same thing. And, we started the conversation talking about this, a safe space.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you want a safe place. You crave that validation, but without no true backing of truth to compare it to, and you just have other people just validating it like you do. Like you think you're right.
You think you're right.
I found my safe space.
Yeah.
But it's the
right, wrong, or indifferent. This is my safe space.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And that's the part that you have to, make sure are a part of the thing that you have to make sure you're aware of, and just make sure that things are backed up by truth.
That's crazy. Yeah, and by the way, this isn't about us being extra religious. This is about you preserving yourself.
Preserving your soul.
You giving every time. So let's be real. Marriage is sex. Just so everybody's aware. Marriage is sex, right? You need to get married before you have sex, but that's why you create what is called soul ties. You leave a part of yourself with an individual anytime you go and you lay in a bed with that person,
whether if it was one off or not.
You leave a part, because you're literally performing. It says to become one flesh. You are performing the act of marriage anytime you go in a bedroom, and you're doing it, right? You're leaving a part of yourself. You're damaging your soul. It tells you to flee. It tells you you're better off being married so you don't fall into sexual sin in the scriptures, right? It's not for no reason, fam. Like you gotta be particular about what is and what isn't okay. Examples: Joseph In Genesis 39:12, he ran, he fled, and he left his cloak. And then the woman was like,
that brother was a runner. He was a track star.
He took advantage. He took advantage of me. Shoot, I was out of there.
I was gone. I was up the field.
I was gone, bro.
To the apartments.
Yeah, out of there.
And I want to address this, bro, because when you say that, it brought up something that I'm seeing a lot in the culture.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like nobody is defending marriage anymore. Like nobody is saying like, yo, marriage is the best thing in the world. Because I can tell you right now, bro, there's so much good. I don't care what me and my wife go through. There is so much good that I can praise God about that has come from my marriage, and it's only been a year.
Man.
Only been a year, bro. Yeah, and I would encourage any young person, bro, don't rush to find a wife. But, bro, if you've been with that person for 4 or 5 years and you are there, bro, stop living in sin. Go get married. What are we doing? Go get married, bro.
Yeah.
Your relationship will change.
Yeah.
Right.
But I will tell you this. Change can also bear fruit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like,
amen.
100%.
We need more of, because there's a lot of men who get divorced and they immediately go to, I'm free. And they want to spread the, I'll never get married again. Bro, you're depressed.
Mm-hmm.
You're sad. You're alone for the first time in how many years?
You're talking about it. It's funny because in the beginning, women are a wreck. Women are a mess. Men are like, I'm free.
Yeah.
Go visit them both 9 months later.
Exactly.
The woman is up and the man is
dead inside.
Done, fam. No, it's true. No, marriage isn't sexy.
That part.
So, yes, it's left behind. Because marriage is hard. Let's keep it what it is. Marriage is hard. I thank God for my wife every single day. Marriage is hard because marriage takes work
and patience.
When you're doing all that stuff where you know, on, I don't even know what they're all called, but I know they got the dating apps or whatever, you know, and they do all that stuff. When you're doing that, bro, you ain't got no commitment to nobody. You ain't got to worry about nothing. You got to report to nobody. You ain't got to be accountable to nobody. You ain't got to tell them if your lights get shut off and it's at your crib, like, oh, I'm coming over to your house. Like you don't have to be accountable to nobody. You can just act however you want.
And it's crazy because in that culture, nobody's expecting you.
Right.
And so I think it's a flex. I ain't never signed up. Bumble, Tinder, anybody. They don't got my doggone email.
Yeah, I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I don't know what any of that stuff is. I ain't never. Since it's all come out, I've been married. I was already married, and then all that stuff started like popping or whatever. So I don't know anything about none of that stuff. I just know that because people are afraid of commitment, that they're so quick to do those things. It's crazy because I was listening to this young woman, and one of the public falls that you know happened in private company that we're going to get to talk about is there was a pastor. This woman, I don't know how much of podcast y'all listen to. This woman went on Lecrae podcast and was talking about how she was married to a Hillsong pastor.
Oh,
that was cheating rampantly, right?
Oh,
like
wow.
2 years into their marriage, she knew he was cheating. Nobody found out about it until 7 years into the marriage. So like,
and she didn't.
No, they're not together no more. But like, this is.
No, I'm saying 7 years of marriage, she found out he was cheating. And 2 years, she never did
2
nothing.
years into marriage, she found out. 7 years into marriage is when it went public.
Oh wow!
So she was in those 5, like allowing it to happen. But this is what it made me think about. And the reason I brought it up like this is like, I know I got my camera, but fathers, your relationship with your daughters matters more than anything else in the world.
You ain't lying.
If she's sticking around and being treated a certain way, it's your fault. Like, to a certain degree, obviously, you know, you got to make decisions. You're a grown adult. But, like, she's going to be willing to tolerate and accept
a lot
treatment from a man based on how you treat her in your home.
Yeah.
I think about that stuff every day. It's the craziest pressure that you'll ever live with. I think about, was I loving enough to my daughters today? Did I do enough? Have I taken them out have I taken them on dates? Do they get flowers from me? Do they get balloons from me? Do they get gifts from me? Do they Did on Beckham's birthday, did we go to a nice restaurant? Do we ask them, am I the one that's making sure they like they're good? So no little scrub can come around and start giving them stuff and they feel any kind of way. Oh, that's it? My daddy used to do this.
Hey.
Oh, that's it? Daddy used to do this.
When I was in pull-ups, you heard me?
Yeah, that's it? That's all you got?
Yeah.
Daddy used to do this. Oh, you ain't never been to Capitol Grill? My dad took me to Capitol Grill almost every year for birthdays. You taking me to Chick-fil-A?
Yeah.
All right, bro, like, watch out.
Hey, I can honestly say, hey, man, Rodney Owens made it hard for me, you heard me?
Yeah.
Rodney Owens made it hard for me.
Bro.
Hard for me.
I'm telling you. There's a woman will tolerate based on how her dad treated her.
Yeah.
Right? And like my wife stuck around in some of the things where I look back, I'm like, damn. If a little boy was doing to my daughters what I did to my wife, I'll whoop his ass.
Man. Clean.
But
scrape that boy.
She was willing to tolerate so much because of the relationship that she had with her father. And I'm like, I refuse to be the reason that any of that type of stuff happens. There's a line that goes with the first section. I'm moving to the second section. It says, if you're trying to negotiate with lust, you're already lost.
Come on.
No, it's not. It's not a game. I'm not jumping in. I'm not jumping into that game. I'm done. I'm out of there, right? Man, 3/4 of the way through the episode, that's real commitment right there. Can't say enough about how much we thank you. We call this an altar. Every single minute that goes into it, second that goes into it is appreciated. It's seen by YouTube. It's seen by Spotify, whatever it might be, wherever you're listening or you're watching. So we do appreciate it, right? And this last stretch is usually where it gets super, super powerful. So buckle in, keep going, keep taking notes. And at this point, honestly, you probably could share this with a brother or sister. To this point, if you've listened this far, it's probably blessed you in some form or fashion. So anybody that you know that could also value from this, make sure you share it with them. This last stretch, it gets pretty deep. If you want, you should probably take a break, maybe get yourself some water, maybe get a snack and come on back and listen to the rest of the episode. I sent y'all in our text thread just some articles and some points that we can touch on where public falls are private compromises first. This is not a gossip or a slander session, but this is we're just going to address things that have been happening.
These are examples in Appendix A, B, and C.
In culture, what has been happening. I'll bring up the first example. If you go to our text, y'all will see I had just sent it to us not too long ago. So I'm gonna scroll, and if you scroll to the bottom, it has how we can share. But I'm gonna bring up the first one, which is like the most obvious one, is Sharon Moore. And I don't know it. I was asking Jay about it at the gym today, and I know I sent the thing in the message thread, but like him and Mel Tucker both kind of similar story and remind me of one another. Crazy work, but both of these brothers, first and foremost, you're a head coach. You're an African American head coach at a Power 4 university, at a prestigious university, where Sharon Moore was the first African American coach that Michigan had ever had.
That's tough.
Like, think about that. Mm-hmm. Mel Tucker was at Michigan State. Both of these brothers fell into compromise and allowed an instance to ruin a lifetime. Like, in that field. I'm not saying that they can never be redeemed by Christ. They can never come back from that. But in the field that they were in, being a head coach, it's done. It's over with, fam. Mm-hmm. You got to shift. In the thing that I did that I struggled with when I was deceiving and lying and things like that, I no longer do insurance.
Yeah,
my life in that lane is over. As far as that being my main profession, I do other stuff outside of it maybe at some point, but like that got killed because of how I was acting. So then these dudes are literally killing. If you look at it like in what happened, there's like articles you can go down. Sharon Moore is now the former University of Michigan's head coach. He got charged with, different things. And I'm not going to, run through and talk about his charges.
I would love to bring up one thing, though.
Tell me.
Scene where on Threads, one of the women he was dealing with who produced that type of content, she came out and said, oh, yeah, that's not a surprise. So it's crazy how the snakes that you lay with come back to bite.
Yeah.
And that's crazy.
I think that this is just crazy.
No, go ahead.
I think that this is what's crazy about it is that Sharon Moore made poor decisions when it all came to light.
Yeah.
So that's why he's being charged, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to condone the decisions that he made once he was caught.
Yeah.
Right? We're going to leave that there. And it takes two to tango.
Oh, for sure.
Everybody all down on him and talking bad about him and doing all of this stuff. But
what about these women? Who knew?
The one, no. The woman that was the biggest one, like they got that video of him where he's standing on the sideline with her at like a lacrosse game or something like that.
Word.
And they got him like zoomed in, and they were talking, and he put his hand up like this, and it's the girl that used. This woman knew his wife, followed his wife, knew his kids, all this stuff. This is the thing. This is what I talk about with preventative action. It's a culture thing in working, right? Now, you work from home. God bless you.
God bless me.
Right? Mm-hmm. We both work in an office setting. We're hybrid. So we work from home. So none of us really necessarily struggle with this being the truth where you spend more time at work than you do at home, but some people do.
Yeah.
Anymore. I don't.
Yeah. It used to be that, right? For you. And in working, it was like that for me too. But like I said, I've killed lust for a long time. It's been a long time that I haven't even dealt with this, even when I was still doing insurance. Didn't mean I killed other sins, but that's my thing is like, especially coaches, because you play college football. Do you know how long coaches and GAs be at a facility, which means that their assistant has to be at the facility until they leave? Mm-hmm. Okay, so what you mean? So you telling me if I'm a coach and I stay till 10 p.m., I'm there at 6 a.m., I'm there till 10 p.m. I got to drive home. I might live 30-something minutes away. I don't get home till whatever time. So from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m., she's sitting right there.
Right.
She's sitting right there.
First thing I would have told them, I can't have no woman being with me. Where the dogs at? Where the men at? Respectfully.
Yeah, where's a man that's good with his clerical skills? Yeah, I need somebody else that could do all this typing and clacking and all that type of stuff.
And that's not discrimination. That's if you want to hire me, that's what it is, bro.
Or she don't come report to me.
Yeah, that part.
Involve your wife. You are a millionaire.
Yeah.
Like, no, let me. I'm gonna go there for a second. Like, okay, let's really talk. You're a millionaire. Yeah. Your wife don't work, fam.
Yeah.
Tell your wife carry her ass up to the facility.
Yeah. She could be your assistant for real.
Not even that she could be your assistant. Have somebody else do the job, but have them talk to your wife. Like I'm saying, like there are ways to avoid this stuff. There are ways to not be falling into this temptation. One, you need accountability amongst men.
Yeah.
Two, you need to involve your spouse in what you got going on. Like my superior, both my superiors actually, are both women. My direct report, she's a woman, but she's like big sis, and my wife knows everything about her. And there's never a point in time. I'm never in a spot where I put myself by myself in an office, in a car, in anything with a woman.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do it.
Respectfully, if there ain't no camera around,
we're not doing any of that. So this the thing, like it starts like that. It's the toxic culture of work, but it's the toxic culture of coaching. They spend employees, you work 8 to 5. You spend most of the time around other people than you do normally when you work a job. But like coaches really spend more time around other people than they do their families.
Believe me, I live for the coach.
So my thing is like there's such a need for accountability, spiritually specifically, but then also like where you really involve your wife, like.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys seen the story. We can talk. There's a couple other ones that we're gonna go through and stuff like that. But like with everything that you saw, with how it came out, he's being charged, he's done some stuff, he made questionable decisions after he got caught up with everything. What do y'all think?
So there's the thing that I would like that stood out to me the most. because I mean it's public. Like we can we can
sure.
talk details.
No, go ahead.
So the thing that stuck out to me is like the circumstances of the situation and how he got caught. Like him breaking into the lady house and he threatened to kill himself.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying. So we're talking about you are a successful head coach. You have all of this notoriety, all of these things going for you, but yet you get caught up in a situation and you're suicidal. How did you know what I'm saying? Like,
how
what
did you get there?
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
how do we get to like what are the pressures that you're feeling, and what are the things that are going on that got you in a state of mind that you are in a space of being suicidal?
Yeah, where you can't. That means you can't find a way out.
So then it pulls back to it how we start this conversation. We're talking about seeking a safe space. So now I'm not saying that there's no accountability or an intentionality that he has to have, like with his spouse, we don't know
Besides
the dynamic
all
of that, that relationship. But, as we talk about, a sense of pride that you've gotten to this pinnacle point, this, first this, first that, top this, top that, and, the fortune that comes with that. But then you get into a place, how do we get to a place of you being suicidal and you've had this position for what, 2 years?
Yeah, it was. He would just finish his second year regular season. They were about to go to a bowl game and play the University of Texas.
So how did we get here? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's where that's what I'm trying, to understand is how do you, and why is it her that you're choosing to express this to and expose this to,
rather than your wife?
That's a damn good question.
No, bro, you keep going, please.
So I'm just saying, like, again, like, you seek that safe space, like, and that's why it's so important. And then it's also very important to be intentional on creating that safe space with the person that you chose to, to spend your life with.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then as, on the flip side, as a woman, like when there's like, I mean, because like right now, and I'm going a little bit off topic, like kind of like just in a little bit of a tangent, but like just in general, like when a man is seeking that safe space from his person, and that safe space is not created and it's rejected, then that's how a way that we get to these points. You know what I mean? Like lust start to take over at that point.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Different desires and you start seeking other things to, to accommodate for that.
Yeah. They called it back in the day. They called it camp eyes. Remember when they talk about camp eyes, when you'd be at camp and then you look at anything and everything, right? Like, but like that's like a thing that they have to deal with all the time as coaches. Like I said, like so like that's what blew me really. What got me is like, okay, you're not 1,000 there. Not 6 figures. No, you make 7 figures every year.
Got paid, but you heard me,
bro. You make multiple 7 figures every year. Let's not play.
Yeah, you got incentives on that, boy.
And so for me, it's like, bro, okay, coaches between meetings. Hey, I gotta go see my wife. Like, go home, tell your wife to drop draws. What are you doing, fam?
What are you seeking?
Like, what are we talking about? Like, you have a woman, and you got Christ follower in your profile, by the way. You have a woman that God brought you to in a union that you're supposed to be loyal to, that you're supposed to do, and you're doing all of this stuff. Lust will cause you to do crazy things. There's another thing that he did that was crazy. He doubled the woman's salary.
Right.
The peak for quiet.
You on public record. Like, how stupid, like really, like you already stupid. But how stupid can you be?
Man.
On public record, you doubled the woman's salary and all they gotta do is pull the report. Look, 50,000, 95. What are we talking about?
What are we talking about?
Like, what are you doing? Like, so that's I mean, that's it is. Yeah, I feel so bad for his wife. I'll pray for him.
Yeah.
I don't know. Everybody will feel however they feel. I don't feel bad for the young lady that got involved with him, knowing that he had a wife and knowing that he had kids.
Yeah. Because at that point, it's not a. At that point, it's not quid pro quo. It's not a. You do this for me and you get incentive. No, it was a consensual relationship.
No, they were in a relationship for 2 years.
That's what I'm saying. It was consensual. That's what I'm saying. It's not quid pro quo. It's not a.
Well, at the end of it, when she broke it off, it kind of could turn into. They could say that you turned it into that because he doubled her salary. It was at the end of their dealings that he then doubled her salary to be quiet.
That's what I'm saying. And initially, there is no quid pro quo. It's straight. You doing what you're doing.
You trying to backtrack.
Yeah, you can't.
I mean that's see, and that's crazy work too. Like I like to be trying to, now you gotta try to cover it up, like the secrecy.
Yeah.
And trying to
and if we're being honest, I would even ask her, to be fair to her, did you even ask for that? Since he was in a mental state of that, and he's trying to actively find a safe space. Did she even ask for him to double the salary?
Probably not.
Exactly.
That's probably just him.
Him trying to find something. Trying to find a safe space.
It was a cover up because then also what's reported is that after she wanted to break it off, he started stalking her and a bunch of other. It just is just crazy stuff, man. Like, so that's Sharon Moore. Another couple of examples. You got pastors, Carl Lentz, and I'm gonna let you react because your reaction was fire. So I'm gonna tell the facts and then I'll let you react.
Because I sure don't remember.
Look, so you got Carl Lentz.
I don't even know who that is.
He was a Hillsong pastor. He now attends Transformation Church.
Oh, isn't he? I think I heard that. Isn't he like a advisor or something?
Yeah, at Transformation Church. Yeah, if you saw, he's
not a pastor, but
him and his wife just came out and did their annual event that they have, and they spoke from stage about their story. Hey, you can go look it up. It's on YouTube. It's interesting. It's a powerful story. Steve Lawson, former dean and pastor, a seminary leader, was removed from a church for an inappropriate relationship with a woman, showing that even respected teachers can fall. Brian Bruxy Cavey, a Canadian teaching pastor, was forced to resign. There's another brother that honestly just started preaching again. What was the church that we went to when Philip Anthony Mitchell was in town? What's it called?
Oh man,
I know what you're talking about. Fellowship
or like Compass something. Maybe what you're saying is correct. Maybe it's Fellowship something. I have to look it up.
No, you're talking about that church. No, I've seen him somewhere else.
It was a pastor. He fell as well. But I think this is what's important. What's crazy is you can tie these together. And obviously, we're a faith-based platform, or altar, excuse me. But you can tie these together. Men get power, and then they fall. I said pride comes before the fall in the scriptures. You know who had pride? Very, very first sin that ever entered into the world. Had pride? Lucifer.
Mm-hmm.
And then Jesus said, I watched Satan fall like lightning down to the... Why? Because Satan had pride. He said, I'm going to be better than God. Go read Ezekiel if you don't know nothing about this. You don't know. Because of how beautiful Lucifer was and still is, appears to be, right? He got pride about himself and was like, don't worship God, worship me.
Crazy.
Look at me. Look at me. Look at me. These men forget who has placed them in a place where they now have the life that they have.
Mm-hmm.
And they have the connections that they have.
Yeah.
And they're in the spot that they're in. But you don't get any of that without God. God even allowed entire kingdoms to believe it was them, and then he would just move them out the way. If he did that with entire kingdoms, who are you as a man? What do you think is really going to happen, fam?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So Jay, because I think this actually ties into your favorite book. If I'm being honest, or your favorite chapter in your favorite book. Why do you think these men that gain this worldly power fall into these conundrums of temptation? outside of their marriage?
I'm gonna stick to pride for one, and when you get to a place of power, the word no, you start hearing less and less from the people around you. And so then you get to you can get to a place to where it's like you find freedom in the fortune instead of finding freedom in God. And chill out, man. And I can't take credit for that. I get that to my brother because he told me that last night, and that really been sitting on my spirit. Because it makes sense when you know how you fall when you get into a place when you place the freedom and the fortune, because then you allow that to rule you, and the position that you're in, the authority that you receive, again, like you start hearing the word no less and less. So then the things that you start to desire, you start, all right, what else do I desire?
Yeah.
I got this now. So, you know what I'm saying?
What's
like,
next?
What's like, what else is, you know what I'm saying? What else I can do? What else I can get? And again, these desires have festered for years. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are things that you have dreamed about for years. All the dreams are coming true.
Yeah.
Why my sexual desires have to be denied?
Yeah.
Somebody will do it for me.
Yeah.
And you start tiptoeing in that playground, and, you know, you start opening doors that, you know, should have never been open. And you place yourself in situations because you have access to people. You start placing yourself in situations that, you know what I'm saying? And from the standpoint of a pastor, a spiritual leader, like, you really have to be very intentional on the steps that you take and the parameters that you take, because that is like you dwell in a place of intimacy. With every person that you're interacting with, like, you dwell in a place of intimacy because of the conversations and the things that you have with people, the information that you learn with people, the relationships that you build with people. And you just have to be intentional. You have to be intentional, and you have to be aware.
That's fine.
Empress Zoo family, thank you so much for sticking to about 10 minutes left of this episode. Man, you've made it this far. Finish to the end. Wait for the closing prayers and the thought. That's where God really, really, really does seal in the conversation, so it can get rolling in your spirit. Please be sure to give us a like, give us a comment in the comment section, and tell us about what you really took away from this. We want to make sure we are gearing our content directly to the people who need it the most. Thank you so much for watching this full episode, and make sure you get your prayer at the end.
What you got?
Man, I think that was an amazing answer. I need to reflect on that question.
I'm telling you, so it's crazy. That was crazy. That was crazy. I'm gonna tie us in with some scripture, and then we'll jump back into the outline and talk about some stuff from us. I think I put in there, but hidden sin gets exposed. Psalm 90 verse 8 says, "You spread out your sins before you, our secret sins. You see them all." And then Luke chapter 8 verse 17 says, "For all that is secret will eventually be brought into the open, and everything that is concealed will be brought to the light and made known to all." James chapter 3 verse 1 says, should I have it flipped? Oh, that's Romans. Hold on. Get back a little bit more. In James chapter 3 verse 1, it talks about leaders being held to a higher standard. "Dear brothers and sisters, not many of you should become teachers in the church, for we who teach will be judged more strictly." That's pastors. That's anybody that's leading any congregation. That's, anybody that's, sharing and spreading the word of God. There's grace for sinners. However, just so people know, like, we're not just coming down on Sharon Moore and all these brothers that are in a struggle. 1 John 1, 7 through 9 says, "But if we are living in the light of God, if we are living in the light, as God is in the light, then we have fellowship with each other. And the blood of Jesus, his son, cleanses us from all sin. If we claim to have no sin, we are only fooling ourselves and not living the truth. But if we confess our sins to him, he is faithful and just to forgive our sins and to cleanse us from all our wickedness. And then in Galatians 6, verse 1, see, I'm getting through this thing a little bit faster these days. Dear brothers and sisters, if another believer is overcome by some sin, you who are godly should gently and humbly help that person back onto the right path, and be careful not to fall into the same temptation yourself. That's restoration after the fall in Galatians 6:1. So get around good people. There's grace for you if you confess your sins to the Lord. If you're leading, you're held to a higher standard. You can't hide it from them. And run away from lust. That was the first one, but I had already shared that one. That's 1 Corinthians 6:18. Jumping back into what we have going on. There's a bunch of segments in here, but man, I think that
we summed it up great.
This man has brought an absolute fire down.
Wrap it up
down to this. So I think what we're gonna do, we're gonna push on through and be done with this episode, because what JP addressed when it came to the specific instances that I wanted to address, we got to today. I got to share some scripture with y'all, but I wanted to make sure people understood from a kingdom perspective how you should approach all this stuff. But, the man being a millionaire and still acting like he ain't got no sense.
But real talk though, bro, I think that this is the last thing I can only add. If somebody has a problem with how we addressed it, I would say is that I think in this time, bro, it's so important when lust is promoted.
Mm-hmm.
When we have our sisters out here believing that they can earn a quick buck off of their body.
Mm-hmm.
And we got men out here who say, I have money, I can go out here and buy what I want to see.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's the culture we in. It's very important that we take examples like this and we show the ramifications of it to protect the body.
Yes, 100%. 100%. And like I was telling you guys earlier, like, we need discipline as a body.
That's a fact.
Like discipline within ourselves, but to be disciplined also. Yeah. Disciplining each other in the faith is a thing. Like we've got to be able to have tough conversations. I got to be able to tell JP knowledge, or they got to be able to tell me, like, you wrong. You're wrong. And so
that's a fact.
Like that.
And I'll say this here too, lastly too, like as we wrap up too, because like we use the example of the the Michigan coach, but like the battle on a daily basis for the average man with lust is like it's a real thing that we deal with. You know what I mean?
Daily.
Because I'm just speaking, to myself, and I'm speaking about myself. Like, this is a struggle that I deal with on a daily basis, that I have to be aware of, that I have to be intentional with, that I have to address. Because here's like one of the things that I realized too, because I used to think that my love language was physical touch, because I never wanted to address the things that I was feeling with my mouth and use my words.
Yeah.
And because I didn't feel like I had a true safe space.
Yeah.
So I will show you what I'm feeling through, physical touch. Like that's how I express my outwardly, like not and that sound kind of condescending, like not like just like that's the only thing, but I in my mind I believe like that's why physical touch was my love language. But it's not necessarily that physical touch is my love language. That is a part of my battle and my struggle with lustful desires.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And I feel like that's something that's never really been talked about. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like to like, you know what I'm saying? Like in the average, to the average person, because you just think that that's just how you just express things. Yeah. And it very well could be. But if there's like any underlining conversations or like any underlying desires that you have with with yourself that you never address, then you know what I'm saying, like you have to redefine that. Exactly.
Yes.
And that's something that I've, learned and that I'm growing through. To just use my words and have the hard conversation. Like Lex said, like you have to have the hard conversation. And that's why I say too, like, with your spouse, like your spouse has to be also intentional and aware in how she receives your vulnerability and how she protects your vulnerability, and not, make you feel cast down because of having the desire. You know what I'm saying? Like, or having the lustful thoughts. Like, okay, like I'm telling you this, like I'm opening myself up to you, and not even just your spouse, because like even like with our friendship, like what I can tell y'all, like, hey, look, like I'm lustfully struggling with this. You know what I'm saying? And it's on y'all to, also protect that. You know what I'm saying? Be aware and be intentional with that. Exactly. You know what I mean? And so that's just also something that, you just also, I say that, you just have to be intentional, and that's something that you grow to find and stuff as well.
Facts. Now, there you go. Find yourself some safe people.
Safe people.
Y'all know.
Safe people.
Find yourself some safe people. I was talking about it earlier. He gave y'all a couple of things earlier. He buttoned up some of my things that I said, right? He told you earlier something that was super kind, rewinded back. And I said, don't be showing your behind, but then he made it all eloquent. And I said, find safe friends. And he did it again and made it all eloquent. What an episode.
Yes.
Home team. Always love a home team episode. We love y'all. I hope that this blessed y'all. We're going to pray everybody out. But like I said earlier, make sure you like, share, subscribe, give it to somebody else, because we want to bless you, but we also want to bless those other people. I appreciate y'all sticking around for this episode. I'm going to pray us out, and we're going to get up out of here.
Yes, sir.
Gracious and Heavenly Father, thank you for today. Thank you for the ability to come and have a conversation about a hard topic, about things that real people are struggling with, about things that most Christians don't actually want to address. I'm thankful that you've given us the gall, the boldness, the audacity to have conversations where we really address these hard conversations, and where we talk about what's happening in the world today and why people fall and things like that. And not because we are perfect, but because we are broken, but we were vessels that willingly accept the call that you've given us. This altar, the things that we talk about, the way that we come together, the way that you always seem to make it work. We're just thankful for you, and we just ask that any notoriety, any praise, any recognition, anything, it all goes back to you. It's not ours, but it is yours, and we give it to you. And it's in your mighty name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
In pursuit.
In pursuit.
In pursuit.
In pursuit.
In pursuit. In pursuit.
In pursuit.
In pursuit.
In pursuit.
In pursuit.
In pursuit.
In pursuit.
In pursuit.
In pursuit.